I want to share something most drivers never hear, but it could save you a huge headache down the road. Literally. Did you know that almost 9 out of 10 major engine failures don't have to happen? They're not caused by bad parts or just getting old. Most of the time, they're caused by small, avoidable mistakes. I've taken my truck over 700,000 miles and kept it running strong, not because I'm a mechanic, but because I follow a few simple habits. And the best part? You can do the same. Even if your car already has problems, it's not too late to protect your engine and give it a much longer life. One of the biggest habits that saved me thousands of dollars is something I call the 5,000-mile rule. You've probably heard that synthetic oil can last up to 15,000 miles. Sounds great, right? But that advice is more about selling oil than protecting your engine. Here's what I actually do, and it's made all the difference. When I get a brand new engine, I always do the first oil change at just 1,000 kilometers. Why so soon? Because during the early stages of use, the engine is still breaking in, and little metal particles get into the oil. If you don't get rid of those early, they start circulating and grinding down your engine from the inside. After that first change, I follow a strict rule. Change the oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, or at least every 6 months. Don't wait until it looks dirty or feels fine. By the time oil looks bad, it's already causing damage. I've opened up engines where the oil had turned into a thick black sludge, like old tar. At that point, it's no longer protecting your engine, it's hurting it. Even worse, you might not hear or feel anything wrong until it's too late, and your engine fails without warning. Now, if you're someone who likes to change your oil yourself, here's a trick that can tell you a lot about your engine's health. After draining the oil, cut open the old filter. Take a look inside the folded paper. Do you see tiny, shiny metal flakes? That's not normal. That's a warning sign. Then shine a flashlight into the pan where the used oil drained. If you see a metallic shimmer on the surface, that means your engine is wearing out from the inside. No fancy bottle of oil can fix that. The solution? Keep your oil clean and don't skip your changes. It's the cheapest way to avoid a surprise $10,000, $15,000 repair bill. But changing your oil often isn't enough. You also need to use the right kind. I call this the one oil rule. Way too many people just grab whatever oil is on sale, thinking it's all the same. But your engine needs specific oil to work properly. Those numbers on the bottle, like 5W30 or 10W40, actually mean something. The first part, like 5W, tells you how the oil flows when your engine is cold, important for cold starts. The second part, like 30, tells you how thick the oil stays when your engine is hot. If you use the wrong kind, even if it's close, your oil pump might struggle and parts of the engine won't get proper protection. Over time, that causes real damage. Here's how I break it down. Conventional oil is cheap and easy to find, but it breaks down faster, especially in heat or heavy use. It's okay for short trips or older engines that don't see much action. But if you want your engine to last, go with synthetic oil. It flows better in cold weather, handles heat like a champ, and lasts longer. For newer engines, turbocharged vehicles, or anyone who wants to hit 500,000 miles, synthetic is the way to go. If your car's older and leaks a little, a synthetic blend is a decent middle ground, better than basic oil, but gentler than full synthetic. Whatever you do, don't guess. Check your owner's manual. It'll tell you exactly what oil your engine needs. And don't rely too much on the guy at the quick lube shop. They might not know what's best for your specific car. The wrong oil might not break your engine today, but it'll wear it down over time. And by the time you notice, it's too late. So that's it. 2 simple things that make a massive difference. Change your oil on time and always use the right kind. These habits cost a little now, but they can save you thousands down the road. More importantly, they give your engine the long, healthy life it was built for. You don't have to be a mechanic to take care of your car. Just a little consistency and smart choices go a long way. Habit 11. Never ignore a leak. Oil leaks are never harmless. That tiny driveway stain? It may appear tiny, yet it's a quiet assassin ready to destroy your engine. I've seen a $3 valve cover gasket overlooked become a $4,000 engine overhaul. One man assumed his 1988 Camry leak was a seep. 6 months later, grease coated his timing belt. Every engine valve bowed as it slipped. Suddenly, the automobile was toast. Leaky oil does more than harm concrete. They damage rubber belts, sensors, gaskets, and oxygen sensors. If oil touches a hot exhaust manifold, you risk engine fire. Getting bad. Modern engines, especially turbocharged ones, burn oil by design. That suggests your oil level is decreasing while you ignore the leak. When the caution light comes on, you're down a quart or more, which is risky. After crawling beneath the car, check with a flashlight. Burning oil smell? Notice crusty block buildup? Your early warning system. Never wait for calamity. Fixing it early is cheaper than replacing your engine. What 10? The cold start killer. Don't drive like a drag race. Every morning, drivers who start the engine and hit the gas damage their cars. A chilly engine is susceptible. Cold oil is slow and thick. It circulates slowly. Pistons, bearings, and camshafts rub against one another without lubricating until it does. Friction produces 90% of engine wear. Turbocharged engines suffer more. These small turbos can reach 200,000 RPM and abhor dry starts. I've advised clients for years to idle their engines for 60 seconds before relocating. Start by driving lightly for 5 to 10 minutes. Not the time to pull, floor it, or hurry up the motorway on-ramp. Let oil, coolant, and transmission fluid heat up first. This lets you go 500,000 miles without an engine failure. The idle myth. More idle time causes more damage. Some drivers take the warm-up suggestion too far, idling their engine for 10 or 20 minutes like a generator. Not good for your engine. It hurts. Long idling cools the engine too much. A cold engine burns fuel poorly. That causes carbon accumulation in Ford, Hyundai, and Volkswagen direct injection engines. Carbon accumulates in intake valves and combustion chambers, necessitating $500 to $200 cleanings. Long idling lowers oil pressure, preventing lifters and cams from obtaining enough flow. This leads to sludge, premature wear, and significant damage. No need to operate your remote starter for 20 minutes in winter. There's no need to idle the AC for 30 minutes in summer. Smart warm-up involves starting the automobile, waiting 30-60 seconds, then gently driving. End of story. Beyond that, you hurt. Habit number 8. The 10 PCV valve. Bomb destroys engines. Because most drivers have never heard of the PCV valve, it wrecks so many engines. PCV is positive crankcase ventilation. This tiny valve returns crankcase pressure and unburned gases to the intake for safe burning. However, it clogs with time, causing harmful engine pressure. A blocked PCV valve can break seals, fracture your valve cover, flood spark plugs with oil, and generate thick engine sludge. This overlooked section has turned oil into chocolate pudding. The valve sticking open might produce vacuum leaks, which reduce fuel economy and oil supply. PCV valve replacement takes approximately 15 minutes and costs under 15 lel. Do it every 30,000 to 50,000 miles or more often if you travel short distances or notice oil leaks. This is one of the cheapest engine insurance options. Habit number 7. Clean the MF sensor before replacing it. Don't change injectors or ignition coils if your automobile is slow, uses more gasoline, or idles poorly. Mass airflow MF sensors are usually not damaged, just filthy. Your MF sensor helps the computer regulate the air-to-fuel ratio by measuring engine airflow. The air is filled with dust, oil vapors, and dirt. Coating causes sensor readings to go off, causing your engine to run rich or low. The remedy is easy and cheap. $7 CRC MAF cleaning and 5 minutes. Disconnect the sensor, gently remove it, spray it down, air dry it, and reinstall. Never use brake cleaning or carb spray. They destroy sensors. If you use oiled air filters or drive in dust, clean it every 12 months or 15,000 miles. The air filter scam. Don't suffocate your engine. Your engine breathes like you. You're slowly killing it with a filthy or inexpensive air filter. Clogged filters alter the fuel-air mix, lower power, increase carbon buildup, and diminish fuel economy. Internal components might be damaged over time. I've removed client vehicles' filters with rat nests, insulation parts, seeds, and chewed foam. One had a live mouse in the airbox. And bargain store $5 filters? Sand and dust progressively erode your engine's internals when they don't seal properly. If cleaned, use OEM or trusted brands like Bosch, Wix, Fram Ultra, or K&N. Air filters should be replaced every 15,000, 30,000 miles. Simple tip: hold the filter to a bright light. If it's opaque, throw it away and buy another. Habit number 5. Cheap plugs, expensive problems. Spark plugs govern engine timing, combustion, and emissions despite their small size. Use the wrong or inexpensive ones and you'll have problems. Low-quality spark plugs can cause misfires, poor fuel efficiency, rough idling, and piezo 300 or piezo 301 check engine codes. Customers have complained about ticking and stalling after using $2 petrol station plugs. Performance returned instantly after replacing them with NGK, Denso, or OEM plugs. Most modern engines need platinum or iridium plugs. High temperatures, cleaner burning, and 100,000 miles of durability are built into them. Avoid bad brands and eBay buys, and verify the gap before installing. Saving here damages ignition coils, catalytic converters, and costs a lot to fix. Habit number 4. The check engine light, a silent alarm. Most people ignore. Here's the truth. The check engine light isn't just a tiny glowing icon. It's a warning flare. When it lights up, your car isn't guessing. It's telling you, something's wrong. Fix it now or pay for it later. But most people shrug it off. They keep driving for weeks, even months, thinking, it's probably nothing. I've seen what happens next. Melted catalytic converters, destroyed pistons, oxygen sensors fried like toast, and transmissions stuck in limp mode, all from ignoring a $50 warning. Let's get specific. A P0171 code means your engine is starving for fuel, running too lean. A P0300 signals random misfires, tiny explosions gone wrong. A P0420? Your catalytic converter is on death row. These are small problems at first, but wait too long, and they grow fangs. What could have been a $25 sensor turns into a $2,000 repair. You don't need a mechanics degree to stay ahead of it. Get yourself a basic OBD2 scanner. They cost less than dinner. Plug it in, read the code. If you don't want to mess with it, drive to AutoZone or any local parts store. They'll scan it for free. Ignoring that light is like hearing a smoke alarm and hoping the fire goes out on its own. Habit number 3, the timing belt, a ticking time bomb under your hood. Most parts in your engine give warning signs before they fail, noises, leaks, smells. But the timing belt? It gives you nothing. It just snaps. 1 second your engine is fine, the next it's a 1,000-pound paperweight. And if you own a car with an interference engine, it's worse. Valves and pistons slam into each other like a demolition derby. I've seen this happen too many times. What could have been routine maintenance turns into a $4,000 disaster. Shattered valves, cracked pistons, bent camshafts. Cars like early 2000s 4Runners, Tacomas, Honda Civics, Accords, Subaru 2.5L non-turbos, and Chrysler 2.7L V6 are especially at risk. These belts need replacing between 60,000 and 100,000 miles, depending on the model. Don't guess, check your owner's manual or ask a pro. And when you're replacing the belt, do it right. Water pump, idler pulleys, tensioner, all of it. Why pay for labor twice when you can prevent the problem now? A snapped belt won't call ahead. When it fails, it just ends everything. Quietly, expensively. Habit number 2, short trips, the slow, hidden death of your engine. Those little 1 to 3 mile drives feel harmless. Quick run to the store, a drop off at school, but they're secretly choking your engine. Here's why. Your oil never gets hot enough to evaporate the water and fuel vapors building inside the crankcase. Instead, it all turns into a creamy, corrosive sludge that clogs internal parts and suffocates the PCV system. I once tore down an engine with only 80,000 miles, a Toyota. It looked like it had aged 3 lifetimes. Rust, varnish, sludge. It had been killed by nothing more than short trips and cold starts. The damage was irreversible. You want to fix this? Easy. Once or twice a week, take your car on the highway. Let it run at full temp for 15 to 20 minutes. Let the oil do its job. Heat burns off the moisture. Your engine stays clean. Because here's the truth. Less driving doesn't mean less wear. It means slower destruction. Habit number 1, overloading. Turning your daily driver into a moving disaster. Your car isn't a dump truck. It wasn't made to carry bricks, cement, or your cousin's entire living room. Every vehicle has a gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR, a line you're not supposed to cross. And when you ignore it, every system in your car suffers. I once saw a guy load 10 bags of cement into a tiny 4-cylinder Corolla. 1 week later, radiator blown, transmission slipping, head gasket toasted. Why? He pushed his car past its limits and paid for it in parts and pain. When you overload your car, the engine works harder, the brakes wear faster, the suspension sags, and your fuel efficiency disappears. Don't cram 5 adults, a full trunk, and a trailer behind a compact SUV. Respect your limits. Look at the sticker inside the driver's side door. That number isn't there for decoration. It's there to save your car's life. Extra tip, the coolant myth. Why lifetime? Coolant is a lie. Coolant doesn't last forever, not even close. After 5 years, even long-life coolant breaks down. It turns acidic and starts attacking your engine from the inside. Head gaskets, heater cores, water pumps, nothing is safe. People believe their coolant is fine because it's still full, but full doesn't mean healthy. If your exhaust starts puffing white smoke, if your coolant keeps disappearing, or if your engine starts misfiring without warning, it could all trace back to neglected coolant. Flush it every 50,000, 80,000 miles. And while you're in there, replace the thermostat. It's a tiny part that controls engine temperature, and if it fails to close, you'll overheat within minutes. Coolant is cheap. A new engine is not. Choose wisely. Bonus tip: clean the throttle body before it costs you performance. If your idle's rough, your RPMs are bouncing, or the gas pedal feels sticky, your throttle body is dirty. Carbon builds up over time and strangles airflow. By the time symptoms show, fuel trims are off, mileage is dropping, and misfires may be coming. Here's the solution. Every 50,000 miles, remove the intake tube, open the throttle plate, and clean off the gunk with a throttle body cleaner. It's simple, it's fast, and it saves hundreds down the road. Don't wait until your engine starts complaining. Clean it before it ever has a reason to.